Hi guys, hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is ready. I wanted to do this session exclusively for our team because this season is winning season. It is actually the time in which we are going to level up on we are going to level up on all accounts. We talk about it, but now it's all about action. Okay. If you guys are ready to level up, and this isn't just a hype talk, this is those who are really ready to take their trading to the next level. This is those who are really ready to actually commit to becoming 6-7 figure traders. If you're ready, put a 7 in the group chat. If you're not, and if it's not for you, by all means, you can exit the call. It has to be tough love because the season is all about winning season, and we can all win. You have to believe it. You have to be willing to work, and you have to be committed to your goals, right? So wonderful, wonderful, loving it. Someone said, show me. Cool. So let's get into it. The vision. What is the vision? The vision of this team is so simple. We're here to generate generational wealth. Okay, we're using this platform. You have no idea how big of an opportunity we have with this vehicle called Melius. But we're using it to not only enhance our financial literacy, but position ourselves for financial freedom. The power of what you have entered in, you have no idea, but hopefully by tonight's call and Monday's call, it will start making more sense as to why I'm so passionate about this opportunity. Because the products work. The products work, and if used effectively, can yield the results that you're looking to get. So the vision of the teams are very, very clear. We're here to help each other, to support each other, to encourage each other to build that generational wealth. Every single one of you guys have a goal. Every single one of you guys have your dreams and visions that you have set yourselves for 2020 and beyond. Everybody has your why. You know who you're doing this for, the reasons why you're doing it. But it's now time to actually put this into action. Okay, and with the teams, with virtual teams, wealth creation, that's all we're trying to achieve. But when participate in the group, we're not going to force it on you. If you don't want to trade, I'm not going to force you to trade. But then all you're going to do is become a spectator. All you're going to do is watch other people achieving their goals and then ask the question, why did it not work for me? But to say, we're taking away all of the excuses, and now it's all about achieving results. Okay. So part of that is to help develop ourselves for greatness. And what does that mean? That means not just knowing how to do a skill, but having the mindset that attracts, it's all about law of attraction, right? So having the mindset that attracts you to the opportunities for greatness, okay? It's not just about putting in the effort, it's about the approach in which you do it, okay? If you are not going to be willing and coachable, right, it's not going to happen. If you're not going to be willing to be uncomfortable, it's not going to be happen. Growth is not comfortable. It's not. That's why babies, when they're crying all the time, because they go through the most biggest growth spurt they will ever go through in their entire lives. And that's why they cry all the time, because it's painful. But in order for us to get to that elevated level, we must grow. So the vision is simple. We're going to commit to developing ourselves for what? For greatness. That's what you came onto here for. You didn't come here just to trade and that's it. You came here to trade because you had it as a goal for an outcome. Okay. And so this is what the vision is. And then of course, impact drives income. So for us, once we've been able to achieve this goal, of acquiring our skill set to generate wealth, acquiring financial literacy to generate wealth, and developing our mindset to accept any other opportunities that come into our way to generate wealth, we need to be able to teach and play it forward so that we can impact other people's lives. So that's the vision I have, and that's the vision of the groups, and hopefully this is something that you are all bought into. Now, if this is something that you believe that you are happy to be a part of, can I please get some number ones in the group chat? Because like I said, you know, I'm not here to just be a motivational speaker. I'm not here to just, you know, force people to do things. Everyone signed up on their own accord because they knew exactly what they want for themselves. So I'm here to support you as much as I can, but it's really down to you to have ownership on your own development, have ownership on your own financial freedom journey, and have ownership of the impact you're going to have on other people. Look at that. We've got some winners in the group. I love it. I love it. Jeez. Look, and when we're there, these ones, when we're there, these stages that we get to, it's what's going to help us really, really level up. And trust me, it's going to feel great. So for like Calvin mentioned, you know, it's all about mindset. And it's core, we have a millionaire mindset. One of the newest ambassadors in the business, Jose Ardon, there's only 3 in the business, right? He came from nothing and was able to make it. If you guys, they say that if you want to become, you must first surround yourself with other millionaires. So if you guys are really serious about that journey of financial freedom, you want to be plugged into these calls. They're not there for just entertainment reasons. They're there for really help you and develop you in another next level. So make sure you have your notepads and pen ready, and make sure you're ready to attend those calls. If you're going to be plugged into that 5 o'clock call, put a number 5 in the group chat, because that one right there is going to be a power call. That's where you've got players, big players, sharing their secrets, sharing advice of how they were able to achieve their goal. Fantastic. All right. So first step, has everyone seen the trader's game plan? You know, I'm going to really be focusing about the trading journey on this call. Okay. It's all about how we can position ourselves to be 6-7 figure traders. Okay. If you have not got this trader's game plan, message me immediately. Message me immediately. If you have not got the trader's game plan, message me immediately. This is the blueprint of how we are going to enable us to get from beginner level to master trader level, where we are making 6-7 figure trading, right? So it's important that you plug in and understand what this game plan is. If you don't have it, please message me after this call. So one of the key things to trading is risk management. You hear me talk about it all the time, but people don't actually understand. People don't actually understand what I mean by risk management. So simply, risk management is managing how much you're going to lose. It's very simple. And all it is ensuring that you make more than you lose. Some of you, when you see a trade come through on iGoTrade, you get happy and you say, I'm going to risk it all. But the reality is that is a short-sighted view, because you will most likely limit yourself from getting your main profit, because you've lost too much, because you've risked too much of your account. So let's put this into practice. You know, is risk management about determining how much you can stomach in a single trade? No. Is it about risking only 2% of your account at each time? Of course. Calculating drawdowns per total account? Yes. Calculating drawdowns per trade? No. Right? No. The top 2, where you just say, look, for this one particular trade, I'm happy to risk £500 on a £100 account. Like, I'm just going to go all in. I'm going to stomach it. I'm going to take it. But when you say, okay, cool, for this one particular trade, I don't mind risking and losing, you know, £20 on this one trade, and your account's £100 size, what you're doing is gambling. because you have not applied any statistical strategy to ensure that regardless of whether you have a losing streak, you will still level up. And actually, that's not going to get you to the 100K or the $1 million mark. It won't. This is something I've learned the hard way. Please don't be like me. But what's got me to the point where I'm earning 5 and soon to be 6 figures is to be using risk management effectively. Okay. So for those who said that you haven't got the Traders Game Plan, don't worry. I will message you individually. All right. So let's put this into practice. All right. So imagine you guys have £1,000 account. On the left-hand side of the table, okay, that's a really ugly line, but you can see what I mean. On the left-hand side of the table, you've got an account where you risk only 2% per each trade. On the right-hand side, you have an account where you risk 10%, right? Now, after 10 trades, okay, after 10 trades, look at the difference between the two. So where you had £1,000, you risked 2% each time. At the 10th trade, you've only risked £16 of your account. And so you've still got, and if they all lost, by the way, you only risked £16, so you've still got £830 left. But if you were risking 10% each time you was trading, you would have risked over £38, and therefore only have £387 left. All right? That doesn't make sense, but I think you get my drift. So I'm talking about our trading account here. So this is, so to take a step back, when I talk about risk management, I'm talking about risk management in your trading account. So if you have deposited £1,000 in your trading account, the idea is that you should look to only risk 2% at any time on each trade. All right, 2% of your overall account on any trade on each trade, right? At each time. So here I've got two scenarios. I've got when you've risked 2% per trade and when you've risked 10% per trade. Okay, on the left side it's 2%, on the right side it's 10%. And I'm saying that if you've traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you've traded 10 trades, by the 10th trade, even if each time you've lost 2%, you would still have £834 left because you was managing your risk. But on an account where you were risking 10% each time you trade, right, you can see that it dropped from 1,000 to 900, 900 to 810, etc. By the end of the 10 trades, you've only got £387 left. And that's why it's important to manage and apply risk management. Okay. All right. So the apps that you should be withdrawing. Yeah, exactly. So the apps that you should be using, iGoTrade. If you do not have iGoTrade downloaded, please go and find it in your app store immediately. ProNet. ProNet is our online education platform. So this is the platform in which you can see and follow expert traders and watch them trade. Now, I highly recommend Christoph Days. He's also known as King Gold. His strategy is so simple, but yet highly effective. And I'm all about effective but simple trading. Trading doesn't need to be complex. I mean, if you like to be intellectually challenged and you like to see complexity, by all means, there's multiple other traders who also have a taste for that, especially when you go through, like, for example, Justin Adams' advanced class on his on ProNet page. He likes his complex. I say complex, but it's not really is just complex for me. My FX book, guys. In order to be successful in trading, you kind of need to have a clear view of what you've been doing, and so you can assess, reassess, and then adapt your trading. His name is Christoph Days. I'm gonna show you in a sec. So my FX book, in order for you to really be in a point where you can actually assess and see exactly what's happening in your trading account, you need to be logging it and tracking it and seeing how many pips and seeing how much risk you've been doing at each point, and then figuring out where you can improve, continuous improvement. So I highly recommend that everyone downloads the My FX Book app. And of course, Traders Gemini. Now, Traders Gemini is only available to those who have Gold Pack on iGoLearn, but it's a tool that is yielding results. So if you want to maximize how much pips and profit you can make, you should also consider upgrading to Gold Pack so you can get the Traders Gemini app. You know, they have been working tirelessly to make this as effective as possible. It's essentially a scanner that looks across the markets to find possible entries, and it has a win result of 90% already. So definitely something for you guys to consider if you haven't got it already. Now this session, I'm not going to go through every one of how to use Traders Gemini, but I'm going to go through how to use iGoTrade effectively. So before I go through that, let's talk about tracking your progress. Now you can manually do this on a spreadsheet, and I can give you a spreadsheet template where you every day you make it an exercise to log all the trades that you've done. And the reason why it's important to do this is so that you can track, okay, what's my winning ratio? Is it 5 out of every 10 trades I'm winning? Or is it 1 out of every 20 trades I'm winning? Or what is your winning ratio? Secondly, what is your risk? Am I risking 20% of my account at one go, or am I risking the 2%? Thirdly, how much pips you've caught. If you're someone who on average can catch 1,000 pips, 5,000 pips, 100 pips, it's good to know what that average is so you know how much you need to get in order to hit your weekly targets. Okay, so it's really, really important to track your progress. Or like I've mentioned, you can use My FX Book. Now I highly, highly, highly recommend that everyone uses their FX book. Now this is an example of what My FX Book looks like, the statement. So what it does, what you do is when you get onto the website, you can attach your trading account to your My FX Book. And what it does, it automatically takes a log of all the trades that you enter in, and it tells you what the stop loss you had, the lot size you used, the TPs, what price you went in, what price you closed at, the pip count, plus what profit you made. So it's really, really transparent, and it shows you everything you need to know. It tells you how much, and then it also gives you a summary view, which is in the bottom left corner, of the deposit that you've put in, any withdrawals, any profit you've made, what your loss, how many trades you lost, how many trades you won, and the total pips for that. So very high level, but it's so effective because then you can see and track your progress. Okay, so I want to take a second for everyone to download My FX Book. Make sure I'm going to give you guys a second to be able to do that. Download My FX Book, and once you've done, just comment in the group chat. Done. Guys, when I say this is winning season, we are all setting ourselves up to win. And I'm so excited because, thank you, Ben. And I'm so excited because I feel like we are a team positioned for greatness. And I don't just say that for saying sake. I've spoken to each and every one of you, and I know what we have within our group to really take us to the next level. So what I'm trying to teach right now is just the foundational habits that we should maintain in order for us to get to the next level. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. So yeah, download, and then once you've downloaded my FX book, please message in the group chat. Done. Thanks. Is that Fuller? I think that's Fuller. Okay. Cool. Precious, thank you. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Prince. Okay, brilliant. All right. I'm just conscious of time, so I'm gonna okay, cool. Thank you, and yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. Brilliant. Right, let's move on. So the part that everybody loves, securing profit. So there's so many different ways you can secure profits, right? And I know you've probably heard me talk about this before, but I'm going to go through this as a precursor to how to be effective with iGo Trade. Okay, so there are 3 key ways in which you can secure your profit using a stop loss and take profit. Now, stop losses are a point which you can set to limit the amount of loss you make on any trade. A take profit is a point in which you can set to take you out of a trade once you've hit a certain amount of profit. Okay, so you set a stop loss and TP. Okay. You can twin trade. Twin trade means having more than one trade open on the same signal. So say, for example, you are trading DAX and you see it's a sell and you decide to have 2 sells open. Or you are trading an iGo trade signal that comes in and you decide to have 2 or 3 trades open. This is deemed as twin trading. So the great benefit of twin trading means that if, for example, the signal is 20 pips to catch 20 pips on TP1, but you've got 2 trades open, your total amount of pips you've caught is 40 pips because it's double because you've got 2 trades open. So that's the benefit of twin trading. But then you can imagine what the offset is. If that trade goes bust and it hits stop loss, then you are losing double. So it's very important to ensure that you are having effective risk management. I sound like a broken record, but it's true. And this is the reason why. Cool. Then trailing stop loss. Right. So trailing stop loss means when you put your stop loss into profit. Because remember the idea of a stop loss is that it's to stop you from losing any money. So if you put your stop loss into profit, it means that it will stop you from losing that profit. Okay. So and each time the trade goes further and further into profit, you change your stop loss further and further into profit. So therefore, holding more and more profit in your trade. Okay. Right. So using iGo Trade effectively. The first stage is to calculate your lot size. The second stage is to assess the trade. And the next stage is obviously to paste. You know, nobody should be copying and pasting blindly. The reason why I suggest that nobody should be copying and pasting trades blindly is because what we're trying to formulate here isn't copy and paste champions, all right? We are trying to create independent, consistent, profitable traders, right? Not copy and paste warriors, okay? So what I mean by all of this is that we are going to be using oh, sorry, I've lost my train of thought because people are messaging me. And I'm terrible at multitasking. Okay. So using iGoTrade effectively. So the things I'm going to talk about is going to be ways in which you can really get benefits from iGoTrade, but not just from iGoTrade, but from trading holistically. Okay. Using the tool iGoTrade isn't meant for you to become copy and paste warriors, but it's supposed to be an aiding tool for you to learn the skill. Okay. With that said, you can make great amount of pips through iGoTrade. iGoTrade has an 80% win rate for TP1, for trades hitting take profit 1. What does that mean, right? In the iGoTrade app, and I will show you momentarily, it usually a signal will come out and it will have more than one take profit, right? But as the take profits get higher, the win ratio of those get a little bit lower. If you're able to hit take profit 1, the likelihood is you're going to have an 80% win ratio. So therefore 80% of your trades are most likely going to hit take profit 1. So therefore, if you're using risk management accordingly, and you've you've gone into your trades and you've gone into all of the trades, you should be making a healthy amount of profit each month. Now, I'm going to, before I go into the iGoTrade app, I just want to quickly check everyone's understanding so far of what I've spoken through. If this is going too fast, please let me know. If it's going too slow, please let me know, because at the end of the day, the goal is to help you guys to really level up. Like I said, it's level up season. So I'm going to ask you guys to just confidently tell me if this is all making sense to you so far. Can I please get a number 1 in the group chat? Okay. If this is going a bit too quickly for you and you want me to kind of recap on anything, could I please get a number 2 in the group chat? So no, if you want to message me privately, by all means do that. So number 1, it's fine, you're with me. Number 2, you want me to slow down a little bit or recap on anything, let me know. Like I said, this is level up season. So do not be afraid to ask questions. I'm here to help you get to that next level. We're here to grow 6-7 figure traders. So you need to understand these things from the very beginning. Okay. All right. Brilliant. Lovely. Wonderful. That makes me happy. Okay. So calculating your lot sizes. Yes, I will be sending this presentation. I will send the recording as well to everyone. So calculating your lot sizes. So when we talk about calculating lot sizes, a lot size is simply the size of the trade that you do. Okay. Now, when we've spoken about risk management, how much of your total account should you risk at any time? We went through this earlier on in the presentation. How much should we risk? 1%? Cool. How much should we risk? 2%? Great. Yeah, between 1 to 2%, right? 2% we should risk. Okay, but then what does that actually mean? Like, you're trading and signals are coming in fast. What does that actually mean? You should use a pip. Like, what does that mean in terms of you executing a trade? Okay, so you know that, oh, okay, you should only risk £10 of your account. But what does that actually mean? And when you go in for a trade, what trade size should you use, etc., for your account amount? You can calculate it. You can calculate it manually, or you can use a pip calculator. Now, I'm all about saving time, so I would say use a pip calculator. And the great thing that you have in your tool, and this is why I say people may not understand really how effective the tools we have in the Melius platform. You have an inbuilt pip calculator on iGoTrade. How many of you have used, and be honest, Have you used the iGo Trade pip calculator? If so, put a number 2 in the group chat. Have you actually used it? If not, put a number 3. Be honest. This I'm asking because I know not everybody has used it. It's okay. It's okay. It happens, right? But it's the reason why it's important is because how do you know how to calculate your risk if you're not calculating which size of your lot size should be, the size of your trade should be? Now, before I'm going to show you the calculation, then the next stage is to assess. Assess the trade. Would you assess it before you check, before you paste the trade? Like many of you, the minute the signal comes in, you probably don't even see the whole signal. You just see buy GBP USD and you go straight to the MT4 and hit buy. Like, you have to assess whether this trade is good for you, because the people who are sending the trades, yes, they're expert traders, but they are also human. Okay, so you have to have ownership of the risk you are putting yourself into when taking a trade. Just with any trade that you have in your portfolio, you own that risk. You own the money that you make on it, nobody else. And you would suffer the money that you lose on it, nobody else. I'm sure DMC sleeps perfectly at night. And the guy has a losing streak. He's on a losing streak. Not to say he's not a great trader, but he's on a losing streak. And many people have blown their accounts and cried, but have blindly gone to copy. So instead of being that person where you cry, assess the trade before going in. And I'm going to show you some very, very simple ways in which you can assess before going into the trade. And then, of course, you paste and you make your money and everybody smiles and everybody's happy. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how to use the pip calculator, right? So you have iGo Trade. Look how pretty it is. Okay. Right next to the copy button, there is an icon. That icon is the pip calculator. You can also get to the pip calculator if you go to menu and then tools. You got the lot calculator. I'm sure you guys have ever seen this. This is amazing, because then you can say what your account currency is. So say it's GBP. Say your balance in your account is I don't know, 500. All right. You're risking 2%, right? The stop loss on the trade is 50, USD GBP that you're doing. Calculate. It tells you your lot sizes, the lot size you should use. It tells you how much you're going to be risking. All right. The unit, don't worry too much about this. This is essentially the unit of how much your GBP USD is worth in terms of the leverage that you use on your account. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But the two key things that you should be focused on is how much you're risking on this trade, which is £10. That is if it should it hit stop loss, and the standard, and based on what standard lot size you're using. And this is 2% of your £500 account. Now, if you were doing this every single time you put in a trade, guess what happens? You're managing your risk. You shouldn't blow your account, all right? Unless you go through 500 losses, which is highly, highly unlikely. I would hope that you would start assessing after the first 100, right? What's going wrong? Okay, so this is how you use your the lot calculator. Okay, so let's say you've come in and you've got GBP USD, right? It's coming as a sell. The second thing you're going to do is assess. So the key tip of assessing, you don't need to be an expert, but one of the key tips of assessing is this, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to come back to the presentation. one of the key things is this. Check the news, right? When it comes to assessing, check the news. Everyone must have, sorry, Dwayne. I was trying to make my other, my laptop the host. Right, check the news. Everyone should have my Forex calendar. If you do not have Forex calendar, download it now. Download it now. Check the news, right? And then the next thing is check the trend. What do I mean by trend? There's an uptrend and downtrend. When you look at the charts, if it looks like it's going up, guess what is an uptrend? So therefore, when someone says a signal for buy and you look at the chart and it looks like it's going up, it's most likely going to be a buy. If someone sends a signal and it's going up and it looks like it's going, and they send a sell, then I will question. If the overall trend is going up and someone has sent a sell signal, do I really want to go into that trade? Okay. And vice versa, right? So check the trend. So what does the trend look like? What is the trend? Let's go through some examples. Guys, tell me what trends do you see on this chart? Let us know what trends you think you see on this chart. Downward sell, fantastic. Downward sell, okay. Downward trend, it's a downtrend. You can see it in terms of the direction the chart is going. So sometimes the trade comes in. So for me, if it tells me GBP USD sell, the first thing I do when I go into my MT4 window, instead of going to the quote section and then looking, like I'll look for the currency pair, instead of just going to open trade, I will go to open chart and I will quickly just assess. I won't even draw any lines. I will quickly just eyeball it and see that, okay, look, it looks like it's going down. On the iGoTrade app, they tell you which time frame that they've used to look at this trade, to come up with the trade idea. So you can quickly just go into the chart, go into the time frame that they use, and see when you look at it, does it look like a downtrend for me to be doing a sell? And then from the chart, you can simply just copy, create your trade. It doesn't take long. It should be like a 2-second thing. It shouldn't take long at all. Like let me try and show you what I mean. It should not take long at all. So I trade on my phone. So when I trade on my phone, what happens is that when the signal comes in from iGoTrade, cool, it's coming. I'm like, okay, it's a GBP USD sell. I'm going to copy the TP, right? Hit copy. Then I'm going to go and open up. Then I'm going to go and open up MT4. Then I'm going to go and find GBP USD, and I'm going to slide to open up this the screen, the chart for MT4, right? Says it's on 4-hour chart, so I'm going to look at the 4-hour chart. That to me looks like a downward trend. So guess what? I'm going to go add, and then add my signal. Simple. That's all it is. That's all it is. And then go sell, done. Oh damn, yeah, market's closed. Cool. That's all you're doing, right? You don't need to be an expert. It's just a simple eyeball so that you are comfortable to be like, okay, fine, I'm going to take this trade. Okay. Cool. So let's quickly moving on. So we've got downtrend. What trend do we see here? What trend is this that we see here? High, exactly. So it's going upwards. Yes, exactly. So if it's going upwards, what kind of signal are we expecting? A buy or sell? A buy. Fantastic. So with downtrends, we want to sell. For buy trends, we want to so upward trends, we're looking to go in for a buy. Okay. So whenever an I go trade signal comes in, you want to check that if it's a sell, when you've gone into the chart, you can see a downtrend and therefore go into that sell. If it's a buy, when you go into the chart, you can see an uptrend and therefore go in for a buy. Now with the TPs, right? I would say, remember that the 80% win ratio is on TP1. So you could either twin trade and open up 2 trades for TP1, or you can do what I like to do, which is to trail your stop loss. So what I mean by that is have your account go into a trade with the expectations to hit TP1. But set your TP to, like, let's say the last TP6. But once you get a notification saying TP has been hit on TP1, go into your trade and amend your stop loss to TP1. And that way, if by all means the trade goes in the direction you want, you can secure more profit, fantastic. Or if it doesn't matter, because you've hit TP1 and you've secured that TP1. So, but all I want to remind you of is that 80% win ratio is on TP1. And don't just go in blindly, go and look at the chart, try and find a trend. If it supports the signal, by all means, go and chop money, okay? So the next section, download all of the apps that we've spoken about. My FX book, Forex calendar, okay? I Go Trade if you don't have it. Traders Gemini, make sure you have these apps. Ensure you're in the right trading groups. Now, part of the trading plan that we have created 3 distinct trading groups: the beginners traders group, the intermediate traders group, the master level. And the goal is to get to that master level where you are making 6-7 figure traders, okay? Now, in each group, in each stage, there is a list of tasks that we have outlined to ensure you can get to the next level. So ensure that if you are not part of the beginners traders group and you must be part of it, make sure you message me ASAP. Make sure you message me ASAP. You will find it via the dashboard, by the way, the Traders Gemini. And then book in trading time in your calendar. Make it an appointment to yourself that, yes, I'm going to trade at this time. You know, you don't have to trade all the time. You don't have to trade every day. You just need to trade to hit your target. So make sure, if it's a Monday morning that you want to trade, book it in your calendar that on Monday morning at 6 a.m. I'm going to trade for an hour. Or Tuesday at 5 p.m. I'm trading. Whatever time works for you, book that in your calendar. Now, obviously, be conscious of the fact that there are good times to trade, especially like over the New York and London overlap, which is around 1:30 p.m. London time. So, and in the morning as well, from like 6 to 7 a.m. But whatever time works for you, book it in your calendar and make it a priority that you're going to trade at those times. And then the final thing that I want every single one of you guys to do without fail this year, 2020. Like, the final thing is to become a 6-figure trader. This isn't about selling dreams. This is going to be what we are going to achieve. 6-figure, 7-figure traders in this group. If it's already done, can I please get done in the group chat? If you guys are ready to roll, I will support you as best I can. We have some incredible traders in this group. We've got myself, got Ken, Michelle, even Calvin, Michael. There's so many upcoming incredible traders. I know that all of you guys have already been hitting the 1,000 pip club, the 5,000 pip club. Now it's not just about that, it's about reaching that 6-figure, 7-figure trading level. But it requires you to really take into account the habits. So risk management. Nobody should be blowing their account senselessly because they decided to go it all. No. All right, guys, that was all I wanted to go through today. I am so excited for this team. I want to encourage you guys to continue to contribute to the WhatsApp groups and continue to work with us to help you level up. But ultimately, it's down to you. Your success is down to you. All right. So, guys, we've got our next call happening in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We've got our next call happening in 3 minutes. You know, if you want to become successful in all ways, right? Oh, shame, I didn't see that, Calvin. If you want to become successful in all ways, you have to be joining this Millionaire Mindset call, because there's people on this, their testimony may sound unattainable because they've got there. But if you hear how they got there, you will understand that nothing is impossible. And that with this opportunity that we have with Melius, each and every one of us are positioned for greatness. All right, guys, I'm going to give you 2 minutes for you to go and, do what you need to do to be ready for the Millionaire Mindset call. Guys, thank you. This is winning season. It's level up season. Let's get it. If you guys are happy and ready, let's put some flames in the group chat. Let's go, man. Woo! Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It has been great. This has been great. Thank you, guys.